Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Talking Halos. I am your host today, Jared Timms, and I am joined alongside my co-host, my partner in crime, Nate Green. Nate, we're forgetting about you like always. We have another interview. I'm super excited for this one again. Left-handed reliever. He's going to be up in the majors this year. I already know it. I know he's going to be super humble about it, just like everybody else is, but I already feel it. Connor Higgins. Connor, how you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate
it. No problem. Thank you for coming on, jumping on, taking a couple minutes, talking with us. It's pretty awesome. We've been having quite a few players come on, so it's just good to talk with players and talk with you in particular. How's the off season going? Everything going good?
It's going really well. Kind of getting to that point where I'm getting antsy, where I'm just dying to put that uniform on. But no, it's good. I'm probably ramped all the way up for what I need to be at right now. So I'm just kind of ready to go at that point, really.
So you got a report date or anything yet, or are we just?
So the starters, starters are in like a mini camp, and new draft guys are right now. So still talking to other relievers in the org. We're still waiting for our report date, but kind of just waiting to play.
Yep, I said. I mean, once we get everything going, hopefully this lockout ends. I would assume, just from my standpoint, you're going to have all the opportunities in the world this spring training, whenever that starts, to win a job with the big league squad on opening day. Like I said, I'm super excited. I was worried that you were going to get taken in the Rule 5, and I was like, please, nobody take him. I want to see him. I want to see him come up with the Angels. But yeah, I'm excited that you're gonna. I already know you're gonna get all the opportunities this spring and in this upcoming year. So. I just want to start off with a little bit of rapid fire questions for you. This is the first time that I've kind of done this with a player. So what flavor seeds do you eat?
Ooh, that's tough. I'm more of a barbecue guy. Original kind of gets a little stale, but I'll go barbecue. I'm not really a dill pickle at all. But I love barbecue for sure. Or cracked pepper. Cracked pepper is really good from spit.
Okay, so he's on the same page. Good start.
He's on the Nate page. That's fantastic. What flavor of bubble gum are you chewing? Just normal?
Bubblegum, probably normal bubblegum.
Okay.
But actually, a funny story about seeds. I've stayed away from seeds. Actually, this happened last season down in Pensacola. We finally got the go-ahead to spit, because of the COVID protocol last year. So I got to spit last year, and I went through like a bag and a half first day down in Pensacola. My gums actually got infected from so many seeds. I couldn't eat for a week down there. I lost like 10 pounds. So I really haven't been on the seeds since about then. But I've been scarred for a little bit over a year now.
That's brutal. Wow. Well.
Yeah.
Glad that you're good now, but yeah, let's stay away
from really stressed up on the performance side. When I lost 7 pounds that week, and I'm throwing 88 because I couldn't eat all week. But so stuff like that happened last year. Yeah, so I went away from seeds.
What flavored Gatorade are you drinking?
Ooh, I'm a big yellow guy right now. I don't know what is it, lemon lime. I guess you call it. I've been loving
yellow. Yeah, whatever you call it. Yes. The best flavor. I think we've established that on the show. And then last question, are you a home jersey, road jersey, or are you an alternate jersey guy?
Ooh, that's tough. I love red. Red's my favorite color, so the Reds are the coolest thing. I like the red. They were at both home and away, right?
Yep. Alternate.
I'm going to say, yeah, the alternate. But I love the red. That just screams Halos.
Definitely does. And I know you guys, I think, had the maroons at ASU that you guys would wear from time to time. Those are pretty sweet jerseys as well.
Black alternates were my favorites at ASU, even though it wasn't really our colors. They just looked sick coming out with a black jersey on a Friday night.
ASU's got, I mean, like the football team too. They got some sweet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. ASU in general's just got sick colors, got sick jerseys. So, speaking of ASU, you've been drafted twice. Once, I believe, in the 35th round by the Rangers out of high school, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it was my sophomore year. Draft eligible sophomore, and then went to the Cape Cod. Didn't really know I was draft eligible, and I came in the dugout. I was actually starting at that point, so I was like, "Hey, dude, the Rangers just popped you." I was like, "Really?" And they're like, "Yeah, you were draft eligible sophomore," and then kind of did like a draft and see kind of thing. They're like, because I think it's like 4 weeks until the signing period's done. So they came and watched me throw up there, and then we just kind of didn't agree on a number, and then went back to school for my junior year.
Sweet. So let's get on to the Angels draft side. Did you know you were going to be drafted? Was it the Angels all along? Like, I know it was the 35th round or 30th round, but like, were you expecting to go that year?
So Angels was actually, I went to 2 pre-draft workouts, and my junior year, just something wasn't clicking. My velo was down, my control was down, and I went to a pre-draft workout at Angel Stadium actually about 4 days before the draft, and probably was the best I threw in 2018. And I was like, okay, this looks like it could be a good possibility. So they called me pretty late, and I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. Let's go. I'm ready to be a Halo.
Sweet. And what was that day like? Was it just like, family was around? What were you doing? Because I know
it was actually funny. So I was actually flying home the next morning to go see my sister graduate high school. So I was actually by myself for the draft here in Arizona because my other buddies were all out in the Cape Cod playing at this point, and I'm just here waiting kind of see where I'm going to take my stuff. Am I going to an Arizona League team? Am I going to a GCL team? And so kind of just waiting around. I heard a bunch of different calls from different scouts from other orgs, and then the Angels called me in the 30th. They're like, "You ready to be an Angel?" I was like, "Hell yeah, let's just go, let's go." But it was a long 20 rounds on that day 3 of the draft. But I was just happy to get picked up.
Yep, and the rest is history. You're now in AAA. Like I said, going to be making probably your pro debut here, a major league debut in the next year. I'm super excited. I've been watching ever since High A and Inland Empire. Was the first time I got to see you,
Yep.
and you're just impressed right away. That's all I got to say.
That's forever ago now too. With
Yeah, it really was. It really was. So I know. So you mentioned the Cape Cod League. Did you know you were on a team with 5 Angels at the time?
Really?
Yeah, you had
Daniel Lingenfelter. Who else on that team?
Justin Coons.
Justin Coons, yes.
And now Chris Molfetta.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Wow, that's right.
Yeah,
wow.
I did.
Because at one point it was me, Lingenfelter, Davis Daniel, and Molfetta all in Rocket City at the same point together last year.
Yeah, no, I was looking it up and I was like, okay, who did he play for? Because we got buddies that obviously play out there, and then we know the one of the coaches out there. Is it Pickler? Pickler, Coach Pickler's out there. Yes. Yeah, he's got a team out there, and we know him pretty well.
Okay.
And I was like, I wonder who he played for and all this. And I was looking down, I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Angels.
This is flying through the list.
Yeah, that's cool. So, what's Cape like? I know you only made 4 starts out there, I think, but like, what's that like?
It's just different. So it was actually funny. So I was actually with my good friend Hunter Bishop. We were in probably a 1-story house with 3 kids, 2 dogs, a cat, a mom and dad, a bedroom, probably about this far apart, the 2 beds. And it was it's a different experience. You go from hotels at ASU on the road to going to Cape Cod, and everyone's in a lawn chair. I loved it though. It made baseball fun again, kind of. You go from the pressure of a Pac-12 weekend to just throwing on a backfield. We actually played at an elementary school of all places. So it was fun. It was a good change of pace, and the competition's the best too, Adam. So you're facing first and second rounders 1 through 9 in the lineup.
Yeah, summer ball's always the best. I know Nate's got summer ball. Like, he's been playing, he's been coaching. I've coached summer ball. It's honestly just such a relaxed atmosphere. It's so much better than
the summer before I went to Alaska, and I still rave about Alaska. Just 24 hours of sunlight in the summer. I've never had more fun in my life.
I've heard
Did you get to play in the midnight game?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I heard, that's awesome.
Played the Glacier Pilots in Alaska. Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
That's pretty
sweet.
Cool. So I know Nate had a question about the Cape Cod League. So Nate,
yeah, I mean he kind of already mentioned it, that they had first rounders 1 through 9. So like teammate wise and like facing other guys, who was the best guy you faced, or maybe the most fun guy to face out there that you remember?
I actually did face Alec Boehm a lot with the Phillies.
Okay, yeah.
We would face him all the time. I actually saw him at the Waste Management Open last week, and we were talking about it. He's like, dude, you were such a hard out. He's like, dude, I hated facing. He was bowing 6 off in a row and then just put one in play. But he was probably one of the toughest outside to face. And then I think he went 2nd or 3rd overall in that next year.
Yeah, he's special. He's a special talent out there in Philly. So Waste Management Open, did you see the hole-in-one? Were you there for that?
Oh, yeah. I was with my other buddy, Logan Webb, and we saw kind of a group of not really no names, but not select guys. He was like, hey, man, let's go to the bathroom. I'm like, hold on, let's just watch one more round of guys teeing off, and we just see him. We're like, oh, my God. We were on the 2nd level 16. The beer and just whatever it was just came pouring down on us. I smelled like a beer for about 12 hours that day. I couldn't get it off, but it was for sure a top 2 sports moment I've ever seen in my entire life.
That's awesome.
People who live 15 minutes away said they could hear the roar actually on 16, it was just I still get chills from it. It was just such a loud, genuine roar. Just, oh my God.
No,
but something I'll never forget.
Not only the best hole in golf, one of the best traditions in sports, honestly, is that's so cool. That's so awesome.
I love it. I feel like everyone should play in it at least once in their career. It's just different.
Yep.
It really is. It's pretty sweet. So let's get on to last year, 2021. Yep. You played in Double-A. It's been talked about a lot. I brought this up with reporters, brought this up with scouts. Double-A, Rocket City in particular, was a different place for guys. You saw somebody like Davis Daniel really perform. You performed very well. It just seemed like a different place. And I know Jay Bell had probably a lot to do with it, to be honest. Everybody speaks highly about him. What was that atmosphere like playing for Jay?
Jay was the man. He was it was tough. It was so tough too, from not playing at all in 2020 and then kind of easing everyone back into 2021, especially with the COVID protocol every day. But Jay, he was the definition of a player's manager. We're outside shagging every day. He would go up to every reliever, have a 10-minute conversation. How's your day? How's your family? how'd you think about your performance last night? That's what I loved about Jay. He took the time. He treated 1 through 26 all the same. Didn't matter if you were a free agent, first round pick. He was just the absolute man. I actually texted him the other day. He goes, "Hey, man, I wish you nothing but the best of luck this season. I'm going to be following." So that's the type of guy Jay was. He was a real players manager.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, everybody I talk to, whether it's reporters, whether it's scouts, whether it's players, just rave about Jay Bell. And I know, and Nate and I've talked about this in the past. I know this is Joe Madden's last year contract year, and I would love to see Jay get an opportunity at the major league level. I think he is
players coach.
Dude, he's the man. He really is the man. So I mean, pitching development has been a huge thing that the Angels have, really, I guess, pushed for lately. You were drafted under Billy Epler and staff. Now we're with Perry Manesi and staff. Has that been a change? Has anything really changed, or is it kind of still?
A little bit. So I'd say the pitching philosophy was a little different. Billy Epler, he was all about kind of any pitch, any count, throwing gas back in the day, and now it's more of like, hey, let's just play with what you got. Oh, you're a vert guy. I'm everything that my fastball's up in the top of the zone right now, and then my sliders, they kind of want in that kind of tic-tac-toe board, that bottom right quadrant.
Yep.
So kind of cool just to look at all the numbers from 2021 and see what plays best, slider on the left side of the plate, right side of the plate, up, down, fastball. So that's kind of the cool part of more just kind of focused in on exactly where they want the pitches right now, instead of, all right, let's just rip some 3-2 sliders and throw it as hard as we can over the zone. So that's been super cool. And then just even the development of being able to have TrackMan now and send it to Dylan Axelrod. Okay, hey, let's do this a little bit better. So that's what I like, how the Angels have kind of progressed every year, and I feel like I've kind of improved every year too with the Angels.
Yeah, I was going to say more Rapsodo stuff then.
Oh, for a lot of Rapsodo, a lot of TrackMan, and what's the other one? Edgertronic, which has been really good. Like, hey, you're a little bit on the side of your slider, a little bit behind us. That's been super cool because every spring training bullpen, they have all three of those on every single bullpen, which is super cool. And even the 3D motion stuff they have for us. Hey, you're a little late on release. So the Halos have been really, really good with the technology last year and a half, I'd say.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear from a player's perspective, because I know for the longest time the Angels kind of, I don't want to say didn't want to do that, but just weren't doing they
were behind.
Yeah, they were behind the eight ball. It felt like.
Sure.
Yeah, especially talking with guys like Kenny Rosenberg, who's coming from Tampa, and Tampa is just crushing the analytical side of things. So it's good to see the Angels catching up on that side of things and hearing it firsthand from you, for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm on a Zoom call every week with Michael Wirtz, and we're just breaking down. Okay, let's look at yours every week. Except for sliders against righty. Next week, fastballs against lefty. So it's pretty cool just taking a 30-minute conversation to break down every pitch and location right now, which is super cool.
It's awesome. That's great to hear. And like I said, Wirtz is a great guy. Dylan Axelrod's a fantastic guy as well. They know their stuff. They're extremely smart. So, Nate, I know you had AA, AAA question, I think.
Yeah. Since he did get to play in AAA, it was awesome to see you there. But did you notice there was a difference? Like typically the AA guys you're probably facing a little bit better competition in AA, but when you get to AAA, it's a little bit harder to pitch. Did you notice that? What was the difference?
Actually, it's actually a funny story. I tell people all the time. So I had a crazy day going from Biloxi, Mississippi to Tacoma, Washington for my call-up from AA to AAA. My first pitch, I showed up actually in the third inning of the game. My flight was a little delayed. My first pitch might have went about 419 feet to dead center. And so they throw it in, and Luis Rengifo, hey, man, welcome to AAA, ball flies here. I was like, oh, geez, you're not lying. That ball was barely touched. But and then I threw the next couple batters to, I think it was like Eric Filia, and he just spit on 3 great sliders. And I was like, all right. So it's like the sliders definitely got to be a little more in the zone now, not chasing as much. That was the biggest thing I kind of noticed between AA and AAA is those guys have seen so many elite pitches. They were just spitting on good breaking balls or fastballs out of the zone, which is more discipline at bats, I'd say.
Absolutely. And on top of that question with Nate, what about the balls? Were AA and AAA balls?
Yeah, so it was weird. So I don't really know what to call the AAA ball. So you got the AA, the normal minor league ball. AAA, I guess you can kind of like a knockoff big league ball because those things get scuffed so easily, but they still have the big league seam. So I really don't know what to call a AAA ball. And then what do they call, like the 10-game set last year that we ended at the AAA season, they kind of mixed in some of the Olympic balls that they use in Japan. And those things were actually, I really love those. Those were good sticky balls, and they had good seams. So I hope they go forward with those because the Olympic balls were some of the best I got to throw with.
Not to get on the country.
I was going to say the sticky substance has got to be an issue. But
for sure. You could tell a couple guys' stuff went down a little bit last year. It was awkward getting those checks last year, too, having to throw your belt on that. I never really was a huge sticky stuff guy, but it was definitely a big change for some guys last year.
I bet.
I didn't want to get controversial with it, but I know there was always going to be a little bit of a difference from league to league with the baseballs, and you know, of course, the ball flies in AAA. Just you know, so I figured we'd ask that. So, let's see, what else do we got here? Actually, Nate, you have a question about the college, right?
Well, we could talk a little bit about ASU. I mean, you got to play in the Pac-12, which is awesome. So you got to play against UCLA and Oregon State, all these elite programs, and then you got to play with Torkelson and like you mentioned, Bishop. You know, two top 30 prospects in baseball right now. What was that like? You kind of mentioned you and Bishop were really, really close. So
yeah, I got to play like? 2 years with Bishop and only one with Torkelson, but you could just tell, especially with Torkelson, he's just different. Like, freshman coming in and just hitting 26 home runs, just the way he talks about the game. And it's actually been super beneficial too. So on the backfield at ASU, I've been throwing live at bats to Spencer Torkelson, Hunter Bishop, and Andrew Vaughn. So it's not like I'm facing scrubs right now too on the backfield at ASU. But no, it's nice to just talk about this too, because there are 3 different directions right now. Torkelson's in Florida, Bishop's with the Giants, had to deal with a couple injuries, and just we all kind of circle back and just talk about times at ASU, how we were successful there, what we're doing now with not successful. So it's kind of great just having those guys be my 2 best friends and just talking sequences of at-bats. And, hey, like, we're really vocal with these live at-bats instead of just going at it. Hey, what are you thinking? Were you thinking fastball up there, or were you thinking slider away? So it's been really good, productive live at-bats with those guys this offseason. But they're both in mini camp right now, so those came to an end. But it was a good thing for us to do in January, February so far this offseason.
Yeah, that's what's fun about playing against those guys too, is like just being – that was one of my favorite things pitching wise, going up to some of the best hitters on our team and just being like, hey, so what are you seeing when you're facing me? Like, what are you looking for? You're looking for the changeup away, obviously, because that's my go-to pitch. So, like, how do I get you out? You know, kind of like –
For sure.
Because I don't want to give up tanks in inter squads. Like, I'm trying to win a job too. And then you get into the regular season, it's like I still want to be successful. So I already know they're going to have a report on me. So how can I get you guys out? So those are always fun.
Spencer from the right side and Bishop from the left side. I'm like, hey,
perfect.
Yeah, so it's been good to have those guys with good positive feedback the last 4 or 5 weeks. Definitely.
Awesome.
That's cool to hear, you know, that, like I said, picking the brains of some of the best hitters out there, you being able to throw those guys and like I said, learning from both sides of it as well. So last question here for you before I let you go. What does a successful 2022 look like for you?
Successful 22 for me, that's definitely – so I'm actually incorporating a more of a changeup kind of 2-seam right now too, to kind of get some, because I go off that cutter slider all to the right side. So I'm trying to go probably changeup and then kind of just getting everything in the zone right now. Got the AAA, kind of change up the mechanics a little bit, started losing control a little bit, but kind of go back to my AA mechanics where I was more into my back leg. But, kind of mixing those change-ups and just kind of keep going. So just ripping live at-bats right now over at Push Performance with actually Jared Walsh is training there too. He's another good brain to pick too, especially being a late-round pick and just being awesome last year. But, we got live at-bats, especially at the gym on Push Performance. Like, the guys throwing tomorrow, we got, like, Walker Buehler, Sean Doolittle, Logan Webb, and it's just great just being able to pick these guys' brains and kind of just be like, hey, you got to do this to be in the big league. So, like, I'm like, yeah, you guys have been doing it. But they're like, hey, you're right there. Just refine a little stuff and you're there. So definitely just kind of be in the zone and kind of refine that changeup slider a little more.
Absolutely. Sounds like a fantastic plan. And again, thank you so much for joining us here, Talking Halos, taking the time out of your day, man. I really do appreciate it again. So, and of course, best of luck to you next year. Guys, if you're not following him, go make sure you watch this guy when he's in wherever he starts the season, whether, you know, in the spring training, because definitely a name you got to be looking out for at the major league level for sure. I know he's being super humble. I know all these guys are super humble about that, but I really do mean it. Watch out for this guy at the major league level. It's a very special talent. So again, thanks Connor so much for joining us here on Talking Halos. And guys, thank you so much for listening and have a great rest of your day.